Hey everyone, I wanted to make a short tutorial for you about how to make salads in mason jars for our 7-day clean eating challenge. So why would you want to do this? Well, mason jars, I have one here. I bought these in Target. They were 9 for about $10. They are meant to keep things fresh. So if you put the lid on very tightly, you can see that there was like a little sound. I didn't even have this vacuum packed, but there's a little sound when you open it. So they stay fresh in the fridge for up to 7 days because you can get a really tight seal on them. And the best thing about it is you can put this, the way they're shaped, you can put the salad dressing in the bottom, and then the heartier vegetables sort of sit down there and soak in the goodness from the salad dressing, and then the lettuce, which would get wilted in the salad dressing, is all the way at the top. So you have these layers in between that protect the lettuce from the moisture at the bottom. So it works really well. What would you need? Well, you need a mason jar. And again, I got these in Walmart for about $10, 9 of them. So they're about $1 each. How do you eat it? Well, you just open it up and then you dump it into a bowl. What you can do first, if you want to mix it up, you can just sort of go like this and mix the salad dressing into the salad. Just dump it into a bowl and eat. Some people will eat it right out of the jar, but you know the way you're going to get it then is if you're going to get all lettuce and none of the stuff at the bottom. I like to have a mixture when I'm eating. So, and like I said, they keep in the fridge for 5 to 7 days. So there is a method to making these. The first layer you want to put on the bottom is the dressing, and then the next layer sitting in the dressing are the heartier vegetables. Things like, and I have a little list here, I'm going to cheat. Things that would taste good pickled would be good here, like cucumbers, or that's what pickles are made from, right? So they would taste good. Tomatoes, onions, broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, radishes, celery, carrots, peppers, beets, things like that. The next layer would be like your second layer of defense between the salad dressing and the lettuce. You would put things there like beans and less hearty vegetables like mushrooms, zucchini, sprouts, green beans, corn, fruit, avocado. So the avocado, I saw a tip online that you want to squirt it with a little lemon before you put it in, sort of like really coat that avocado with lemon. And then between that and the tight, airtight seal will help to keep that from browning. And then the next layer would be pastas and grains. So you want to put pasta, rice, couscous, quinoa, things like that in next. After that, it would be protein and cheese. So meats like, grilled chicken breast or hard-boiled eggs would be good on that layer. And then finally, the lettuce and nuts and seeds at the very top. Then you just close it up tightly and put it in the refrigerator. And I'm going to show you next how I made mine. And stay tuned to the end of the video. I will show you actual footage from today when I opened up my very last salad, which is a week later. And what I have ready are 5 mason jars that have been cleaned and dried. I have some red bell peppers, cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, and celery and carrots. Some seeds, I have sesame seeds and pumpkin seeds, and some low moisture mozzarella part skim cheese. And I made some vinaigrette. Another thing I did is I took the baby lettuces out of the container and put them in a bowl and mixed them up. What I'm using is organic baby kale and organic baby romaine. You want these to be very dry. The baby romaine was a little wet coming out of the container, so I took a paper towel and I just kind of scrunched it in the bowl, trying to dry it as much as possible. It's your prerogative whether or not you want to wash your lettuce first. These have right on the container saying that they were pre-washed. But if you don't trust that, you can wash them again. Just make sure to have them really dry. I'm also using my containers from the 21-Day Fix program. So I'll note each salad how many of each color to count for the day towards my totals. For the 21-Day Fix, you use this orange container to measure out your salad dressings. So I'm just going to pour it into the orange container. The next thing to do is to add your hearty vegetables. So all of the vegetables that I have here are hearty. So what I'm gonna do is fill up a green container of each of those, just a mixture of each of those, and put that into the bottom. So there they are, all 5 filled up and all bowls are empty. I'm going to add about 1/2 of a blue container of the mozzarella cheese to each one. I would say maybe that's about less than 1/4 cup. The next layer is going to be the seeds, which I'm going to measure in an orange container, and the lettuce, which I will measure in a green container. And one important thing, after I measured the other vegetables, that some of them are kind of wet, like the chopped cherry tomatoes. So I rinsed out that green container and dried it out well, because again, I want to keep this lettuce as dry as possible. And the last step is to put the lid on very tightly. So, there we go. The last thing that I did was I put a piece of masking tape on top of one and labeled it according to what it would be in the 21-day fix. So it's 2 green, 1/2 of a blue, and 2 orange. Okay, so it's now August 8th. I packed these up on August 1st, so this would be a little bit longer than I would normally let this salad in a jar go. I think I'm going to do a little bit less next time. But let's see what this looks like. Still smells okay. The lettuce is looking pretty decent. The one thing I'm worried about is the cheese. I don't think I'm going to put cheese in there next time. There's a little bit of wiltiness from the kale, but that's like so fragile. Let's see what the rest of this looks like. Oops. Actually, I think it looks pretty good. Well, I decided to give it a go. I ate 1/2 of the salad already, and it smells good, it tastes good, and I don't see anything wrong with it. So I would say that this experiment with the salad in a jar was a success. So that's it. You can see that it worked out very well. This is something I'm going to incorporate into my weekly planning. I probably won't make 5 of them for a week because that was a little much for me. I got a little, saladed out. I actually thought that my husband might take 1 or 2, but he didn't. So I ended up eating all 5 this week. And thankfully they stayed very good in the fridge. So if you have any questions, please ask in the comment section.